The Minnesota Timberwolves are heating up. This is a team that started out the year 8-10. They couldn't buy a win. A lot of new pieces with Julius Randle coming in. Of course, Karl-Anthony Towns being moved on from in the offseason. But now Anthony Edwards and company have rallied and have won 9 of their last 13 games, riding the number 6 defense in the NBA. And last night, they just beat down the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, I know the Thunder were on the second night of a back-to-back, but the Timberwolves did this while playing Terrence Shannon and Rob Dillingham meaningful minutes. This is a team that didn't have Julius Randle last night. They didn't have Mike Conley. They didn't have Rudy Gobert, and they still beat the best team in the league. This game also featured an Anthony Edwards poster on Chet Holmgren that literally got me out of my feet. And this season, Ant is having a monster year. 27.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and a steal. And he seems to be taking the leap. This is a guy that is truly a superstar now. He's the lone wolf on this Timberwolves team. He's shooting 44% from the field, 41% from 3. Of course, last year he had Cat, but now he's taking the leap all by himself, and he's dragging this Timberwolves team, it feels like, some games. As a rookie, he only shot 33% from 3 on 7.2 attempts, but the progression of his three-point jump shot has been something, it's been a work of art, to be honest. It is incredible how he's one of the best three-point shooters in the league right now. 41% on 10 attempts on mostly pull-up threes. That's ridiculous. That is prime Curry numbers right there. And over the last 16 games, he's been on a heater, averaging 32.4 points per game over that stretch. And he's shooting 44% from the field and 40% from 3 on 11 attempts. It's ridiculous. And it's even crazier when most of his possessions look like that. He's getting swarmed by 2 guys and he has to give it off to another guy. Anthony Edwards seems to be taking that leap. He's a bona fide superstar, maybe even top 10 in the league. He's also got his partner in crime here, Naz Reed, who's averaging 15.4 points a game, 5.6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block in 27 minutes a night, and he had a big night last night in Oklahoma City. He's shooting 48% from the field this year, 41% from 3 on 5.5 attempts from downtown, and he's 6'10", 265 pounds with a 7'3" wingspan, but he plays like a guard. Last year's 6th man of the year has continued to come off the bench this year for the majority of the year until just recently. But I mean, look at that play right there. Give me that. Now he's playing point guard, finding Mike Conley for the open 3. Kinda has an asterisk beside it though because it's against my Hornets. Now, over the last 7 games as a starter, he's averaging close to 22 points per game and nearly 10 rebounds a night while shooting 49% from the field, 36% from 3 on 8.3 attempts. So he's getting more usage as of late, and he has been thriving. Another guy that's been thriving, Rudy Gobert, the 4-time defensive player of the year, has been hooping as of late. On the year, he averages about 11 points a game, 10.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 1.4 blocks. But he's another guy that has keyed this stretch of games that has resulted in the Timberwolves winning 9 of their last 13. He's shooting 65% from the field and has played in 55 of the 56 games this year, finally missing a game last night, but he's 32 years old. He gets some nights off at some point. And like we said, over the last few games, he has been going off. 15 points a game, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal in 35 minutes a night over the last 8 games, and even doing it in transition a little bit for the 7-foot Frenchman. DiVincenzo is another one of those offseason additions that they had, but he's missed the last 15 games, and it's a shame because he was finally starting to heat up. On the year, Dante's averaging 11 points a game, 3.7 boards, 3.6 assists, and 1.2 steals per game in 26 minutes a night, but like I said, he was playing much better as of late. He's a fantastic 3-and-D player normally, but he's only shooting 40% from the field and 37% from 3 this year. He can knock it down, though. We saw him do that with the Knicks last year alongside Jalen Brunson. He was one of their best players, if not their best player, in the playoffs last year when Jalen Brunson was hurt, but he's also fantastic defensively. Look at that defense right there in trail coverage. That is beautiful. Textbook. 6'4" with a 6'6" wingspan, so he can disrupt opposing offenses. And like I said, he was really heating up before the injury. Over his last 15 games before getting hurt, he averaged 15.5 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, and he was doing that on extremely efficient shooting, 45% from the field and 44% from 3 on 5 attempts. Now, the X factors for this Timberwolves team are the 3 young guys, Jalen Clark, Terrence Shannon Jr., and Rob Dillingham, all of which are going to be keys to this Timberwolves team being good going forward. Rob on the year has played in 31 games. He's averaging 6 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, and 1.2 assists in 13 minutes a night, and that's actually really good per 36 numbers. Pretty efficient with his minutes. He's a great slasher, can really get downhill, great body control on these layups, one of the best finishers in last year's draft class. And then what are the Jazz doing? This is a fantastic read by Rob, but terrible defense by Jordan Clarkson. You both go under the screen and nobody steps up. Bad decision. He's 20 years old doing stuff like this, and he's having a heck of a year. Like we said, extremely elite efficiency as well, like 45% from the field, 38% from three. Rookie guards don't do that. He's also dynamic in the pick and roll. He's really tough to stop, and he's an extra element to this squad, and they're going to continue to give him more and more play time. Now, Jalen Clark is 23 years old. He's another 3-and-D wing that they can throw at you. 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan, a ridiculous +5, and he can also shoot the three ball a little bit. Now, he's only appeared in 14 games this year for the Wolves, but he's averaging 4.8 points and 1.6 rebounds in 14 minutes in those appearances. And he's a guy that they feel comfortable throwing out there and just letting him play, right? He can knock down the three ball. He can defend. He shoots 41% from the field, but 38% from three on about 2 attempts a game in 14 minutes. Not bad whatsoever. And then this is my guy, Terrence Shannon Jr. I've been a big fan of him. Still don't know how he fell all the way to 27 in the draft. Now, yes, he's only averaging 3 points per game, a rebound, and an assist, but he's only playing 8 minutes a night, and he's only played in 13 games. Dude is a freak athlete. He's unstoppable in transition, and he's just a pure scorer overall. He led the country in scoring last year for a reason. Led Power 5, I should say. And he's doing stuff like this in the G League, where he can put up 47 on any given night. 47 points on 61% shooting from the field is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. And then, you know, a little bit of sorcery like that at the break. Versus the Thunder last night, the best team in the league, may I remind you. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds in 28 minutes. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, obviously you like something. Make sure to hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below and hit that subscribe button. As you can see here, a large majority of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if that is you, go ahead and fix that. Now, let's talk about the new addition in Julius Randle, who on the year averages about 19 points a game, 7.2 rebounds, 4.5 assists in 33 minutes per game, and he's played in 48 games. He's a nice secondary ISO scorer to Ant, so it takes some of the pressure off of Ant, but he is a little bit inefficient. 32% from 3 on 5 attempts is not cutting it. 47% from the field is all right, but like I said, he's been out for the last almost month with a groin injury, so getting him back into the lineup, we'll see how that works. But I'd say a decent start to his Wolves career. And then you have Jaden McDaniels, the final guy we got to talk about here, who has been stepping up his game. Averages 11.5 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, and 2 assists so far this year. But, like I said, he's been playing much, much better as of late. 47% shooting from the field, only 34% from 3 is very concerning. They signed him to that extension, and then he had a big year shooting 40% from 3. Since then, he has not been able to replicate that. So that is a bit concerning, like I said. But over the last 8 games, he's averaging 17.5 points a game, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.3 steals to go with 1.1 blocks. It feels like everybody on this Wolves team is starting to step up at the right time, shooting 50% from the field and 35% from 3 over those games. Also finding Gobert down low. He's been doing a little bit of everything, a little bit of ISO, a little bit of whatever you need, as well as being a straitjacket on defense. We also got to talk about Nickeil Alexander-Walker a little bit. Want to give him a mention, and Mike Conley, the floor general for this team. But yeah, overall, the Wolves have been playing much better basketball as of late, and they've opened up a 6-game over 500 record, and they're half a game out of 6th in the West. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.